The Matrix is a science fiction action film released in 1999, directed by the Wachowski sisters. The story takes place in a dystopian future where humanity is trapped inside a simulated reality known as the Matrix, created by sentient machines to distract and pacify the human population while their bodies are used as an energy source. The protagonist of the story is a hacker named Neo, who is living a mundane life as a computer programmer. He is contacted by a group of human rebels led by a man named Morpheus and a woman named Trinity, who believe that Neo is the One, a prophesied individual who has the power to control the Matrix and ultimately bring an end to the war between humanity and the machines. Neo is initially skeptical of this idea, but he is eventually convinced to join the rebellion after a series of events that include being hunted by the Matrix's agents, who possess superhuman abilities and can bend the rules of the simulation. Neo is trained by Morpheus and Trinity to control the Matrix and harness his powers as the One. Along the way, Neo discovers that the world he thought was real is actually a computer-generated simulation, and the year is not 1999, but actually closer to 2199. The climax of the movie involves a final showdown between Neo and the Matrix's primary agent, Agent Smith, in which Neo ultimately defeats Agent Smith and frees humanity from the Matrix. The movie ends with Neo and his companions, Morpheus and Trinity, continuing to fight against the machines in the real world. The movie was well received by critics and audiences alike for its action, special effects, and thought-provoking story. The film also sparked a lot of discussion and analysis about the themes of reality, consciousness, and free will. It has since become a cultural phenomenon and has spawned two sequels, as well as other media such as video games and anime.
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
The Matrix Reloaded is the second film in the Matrix series, released in 2003. It continues the story of the first film, where the protagonist Neo is the chosen one, believed to be able to control the Matrix and free humanity from the machines. The movie starts with Neo having a dream in which Trinity is in danger and he is able to see the code of the Matrix. This dream leads Neo to believe that he is not the One, but an anomaly that the Matrix cannot control, a glitch in the system. Meanwhile, the machines are closing in on the human city of Zion, where the last human resistance is located, and the leaders of the resistance are planning a massive defense.
Tonight, I believe we can end it.
Neo, Morpheus and Trinity leave Zion to find the Keymaker, a program that can grant them access to the mainframe of the Matrix, where they hope to destroy it. Along the way, they face several challenges, including an encounter with the Merovingian, a powerful program that controls the Matrix's traffic, and a fight against the twins, his henchmen. In the meantime, Agent Smith has returned, but now he has the ability to duplicate himself, and he starts to multiply at an alarming rate. Neo, Morpheus and Trinity return to Zion, where they find out that Agent Smith's copies have infiltrated the city and are planning to destroy it. Neo and Trinity have to fight against the Agent Smiths while Morpheus faces the Keymaker's guardian, Sarah. The final showdown takes place in the Matrix, where Neo fights against Agent Smith and his copies. Neo, now fully aware of his powers as the One, is able to defeat Agent Smith, but not before he infects the Matrix with his code, creating a massive system crash. The movie ends with a cliffhanger, as Neo and Trinity leave to find the source of the Matrix, and the final scene shows the machines drilling down to Zion, preparing for an all-out attack on the human city. The Matrix Reloaded received mixed reviews from critics and audiences, with some praising the action sequences and special effects, while others criticized the convoluted plot and lack of character development. Despite this, the movie was a box office success. The Matrix Revolutions is the third and final film in the Matrix series, released in 2003. It continues the story of the previous two films, where Neo, Trinity and Morpheus are fighting to free humanity from the machines and the simulated reality known as the Matrix. The movie begins with Neo, Trinity and Morpheus returning to the Matrix to find the source of the system crash caused by Agent Smith in the previous movie. They discover that the machines have created a massive machine city, where the source of the Matrix is located. Neo and Trinity go to the machine city to find the source, while Morpheus stays behind to lead the defense of Zion against the machine's impending attack. The attack on Zion begins, and the humans are outmatched by the machine's superior technology. Morpheus and the other leaders of the resistance are able to hold off the machines for a while, but the situation becomes dire. Neo and Trinity, meanwhile, have found the source of the Matrix, a program called Deus Ex Machina, which controls the entire system. Neo is able to destroy Deus Ex Machina, and the Matrix crashes, freeing humanity from the simulated reality. With the Matrix destroyed, the machine's hold on humanity is broken, and the war between the machines and the humans comes to an end. The movie ends with Neo and Trinity returning to Zion, where they are reunited with Morpheus and the other leaders of the resistance. They watch as the machines and the humans begin to work together to rebuild the world. The Matrix Revolutions received mixed reviews from critics and audiences, with some praising the action sequences and the resolution of the story, while others criticized the lack of character development and the convoluted plot. Despite this, the movie was a box office success, and the Matrix franchise has since become a cultural phenomenon, with a strong fan base and numerous spin-offs and adaptations.
I don't know what he can do to save us.
The Matrix is a science fiction movie and a franchise released in 1999, directed by the Wachowski sisters. The story depicts a dystopian future in which humanity is trapped inside a simulated reality, the Matrix, created by sentient machines to distract and pacify the human population while their bodies are used as an energy source. The movie and its sequels have since become a cultural phenomenon and have been widely discussed and analyzed for their themes and motifs. It is not real, and it is a work of fiction. However, the concept of a simulated reality, or the idea that our understanding of reality may not be accurate, is a topic of philosophical and scientific debate.
The answer is out there. It's the question.
Simulated reality refers to the concept that the reality we experience may not be the objective reality, but rather a computer-generated simulation. The idea is that our perception of the world around us could be generated by a computer program, rather than being based on actual sensory input. This concept is often associated with the idea of a matrix, as depicted in the science fiction film of the same name, where the protagonist finds out that their reality is a computer simulation. The concept of simulated reality is still a topic of debate in philosophy, science and technology, and its implementation is not possible with current technology and knowledge.